the strings.
Alright guys, so I've always wanted a Cummins. Here we got a nice first gen. No, actually, I did another thing. I did another all-wheel drive thing. So this right here, this is Dan. Say hi, Dan.
Hello.
He's from Wisconsin, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All the way up there with all the cheese?
Yep.
Do you guys actually like cheese?
Yeah, cheese is awesome.
Oh, cheese goes in everything, yeah.
Everything you get in Wisconsin has to have cheese.
And so does the Civic come with a dog?
I mean,
How much?
depends on the price.
I mean, priceless. No, but so anyhow, as you guys have known, I have been kind of doing a lot of all-wheel drive, silly Civic stuff recently. And Dan, he watches the videos, and obviously he likes LZ and BC racing coilovers. He has a LS swapped S14 that he drifts and does some other cool stuff with. And he had this thing sitting around, so he had another Civic. And what was your plans?
Well, I was gonna basically build like the ultimate winter beater and do like a low horsepower turbo D series in a Civic coupe. Then I crashed it into a tree, and it never was gonna do anything with this. So
so this was sitting in your backyard for, I'm assuming, a while.
about a year.
About a year.
Yeah.
And then so one day I was just like scrolling through my Snapchat. So if you guys don't have me on Snapchat, it's MotionAutoTv. And I replied, I think, more on there than I do other places. But Dan messaged me. And he's like, hey, do you need this? And like sent me this picture of it. And I was like, all-wheel drive? And he's like, yeah. I was like, hell yeah, I need it. Where are you at? And he's like, I'm in Wisconsin. I was like, no, like it's just so far away. But so we kind of talked about me going up there, him coming down here, me getting shipping quotes and stuff. And so finally he's like, hey, me and my girlfriend kind of want to come to Colorado and hang out. And we made it happen. So he brought it down here and helped me, or basically delivered it for me. But the nice thing about this car is that it's rusty. So if you guys know anything about the cars from like Minnesota, all that type of stuff, they just have all the rust. And what's the deal with the expanding foam?
People think it helps somehow. I'm not sure. You see it a lot though. It's like,
yeah. And then they
keep the water out of the seats maybe, or going through.
And then it's got that type of stuff. So the interior is actually like not bad in this thing.
The dash
Like,
is not cracked or anything. I don't think.
yeah, I mean this is the first time I've sat in it, but it's got the 6-speed, so it's the super low 1, 2, 3, 4, and uh-oh. Do you think it'll actually start? This is first start, maybe. Oh, she dead.
Nope.
But so we'll have to throw the jump box on it. But these Wago vans are getting really hard to find because of that right there. And the thing is nobody, like, people get really mad at you for taking them apart to rob the diff, and then they have a viscous coupler in the bottom right there, which kind of helps let it slip but apply torque to the back. So it's not like the CRV diffs, which we'll talk about that one later. But so this one actually kind of distributes the power decent. But again, the nice thing about this car is that it is rusty. It's very rusty. So hopefully you guys don't get mad at me for like just robbing all the parts and everything out of here. It does have a D15. It does run and drive, and it's manual. I thought it'd be really funny to throw like the D series in here, but then I'm gonna need diff and axles and all that other stuff like out of that.
Front wheel drive one, but
I mean, yeah, front wheel drive, and we could make it spin. This would be like the ultimate sleeper, but it might not be too safe.
no, it's not really structural anymore.
So yeah, we're gonna throw the little jump box on it real quick, see if she'll fire up. And he said he drove it actually up on the trailer, and it was like an 18-hour drive.
Yeah, total. We did it in 2 days, so
Yeah,
it's okay.
so that's not too bad. But yeah, Dan's the man. He freaking helped deliver in my dreams of an all-wheel drive Civic. Because man, these things are getting expensive. But Dan, he made me a very good deal on this thing, which I'm really stoked about. So yeah, we're gonna get it fired up and unload it. All right, we got the juice on it. It's just kind of funny that's the 6-speed. Uh-oh, this man. Maybe he doesn't like Colorado. Oh no. What's the trick?
Normally it just starts. I don't know.
Maybe it's mad. Maybe it doesn't like Colorado. He sent me videos of it running, so I know. Which I don't really care if it runs or not. I did kind of want to try out super low though.
It is kind of fun. Do some launches.
Some launches
0
and
to
super.
12 miles an hour.
I wonder if like a fuel pump or.
Yeah, I wonder if the fuel pump's going on.
You hear anything? Yeah, I kind of don't hear any fuel pump stuff.
Here, hit it again. I don't know, we could try like starter fluid or something. Might just be mad at the altitude or something.
Yeah, it's never been to Colorado before, so.
Give it a little gas maybe.
Yeah, it's man. Maybe we'll throw some starting fluid in. Maybe it'll you know, give it some motivation to come back to life.
Oh, it must not be getting fuel.
It's bad.
There's, I don't know, there was gas.
Yeah, I wonder. I bet the fuel pump went out.
That sucks.
That's weird though. See, but it like starts. Well, I got a spare 255 I can put in it.
But it's picking up.
I think it just
Yeah, this is rolled off.
in the intake.
Sauce right there.
So it wouldn't start, so we just give it the old push.
It's so beat up though, because I would have felt bad.
Yeah.
Like if it was like a clean Wago, I'd have been like, man.
I thought about buying a clean one to swap the all-wheel drive
Yeah.
parts into, but she says they're too ugly for me to drive around. So
They are pretty ugly.
that's the best part about it is 400 horsepower.
In my last video, I'm trying to focus on some more projects, and basically the Civic and the Mustang. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull in this super rusty Wago van, rob the diff, axles, and drive shaft out of it, and then basically push it back outside, and probably go ahead and just start parting it out. So if anybody needs Wago van parts, obviously like all the glass and stuff in it's pretty good. Interior stuff is pretty good as well, like decent. I mean, it's not perfect, but like I don't think the dash has any cracks. I don't know if that's a thing in here. Obviously it doesn't have a radio. I'm not going to be using this D series all-wheel drive, and it does have a D15 swapped in it, and I did hear it run, but it just didn't run that great for a while. So if anybody needs Wago van parts or want this whole shell, honestly I don't even really want to mess with it too much. So please don't like ask me to sell like this screw or like this piece. I don't know. I hope somebody buys a lot of parts off it, but we're gonna go ahead and pull this guy in and get started robbing some pieces out of it. Do it. Does that seem okay? This is one of those cars that I don't really feel bad about sacrificing for parts. You can see.
This isn't going to be a full restoration?
No, I mean unless you want to do it. If you want to do it.
Hold on. Shine your flashlight inside the car.
Yeah, I mean there's the e-brake cables right there. No, that's the cable to go to the gas store. That's on the floor right there. This is the carpet. Wow, that's nuts. So, the prized possession. Viscous coupler. I think that's the viscous coupler. Never seen one out before, but
Oh, that's an old school one.
viscous coupler. Need to steal
How
that.
do you change the oil on these?
The whole drive shaft. You send them to somebody, and they charge you a bunch of money.
And you just unbolt them.
Yeah. So look at this. Man, that thing's ugly.
Tiny.
I think I'm gonna have that thing like blasted and
Resealed.
all pretty and everything. And
Or you could just use
they
a
make
different diff.
some new shafts for this too, but I'm gonna go ahead and you know, take these ones for the time being.
You could just use a different diff.
Oh man, we'll probably just cut this stupid thing because that doesn't look like it's gonna come loose. But
No, that'll probably come all with the subframe.
yeah,
The bolts.
so yeah, we'll just rob this.
They must have drugged this thing out of a river or something. Look at this thing.
I don't know. It's
at
no.
the
He
front
said
wheel.
so. His wife had they have horses, so she used it to pull a grate around in their horse stalls in like the mud and stuff. I guess supposedly,
Look at that. Look at this hole.
but
How you doing?
I mean, there's lots. Oh yeah, do that again.
How you doing?
You could see.
This is like the perfect wash nest.
Yeah, this thing's pretty bad. So I'm gonna go home and eat dinner, and then we're gonna come back and freaking yank this thing apart and push it outside. And something's getting new life in it. Something. I'd like to thank this Wago van for its sacrifice. You can see she's robbed of all the precious goods. Is that tweak or is that a factory thing? But yeah. So I think what a lot of guys do is they'll actually take this Wago van rear control arm and take the stock, like let's say EK Coupe rear control arm, and they basically cut and weld a bunch of stuff in order to make it where you could actually put this wheel hub with the bearing and everything in, so you could actually put the CV axle. I don't think I'm going to be doing that on this build. There's a company, they actually make a bolt-on rear trailing arm that's just like you bolt it on and it's ready to go. And they also make a billet aluminum bolt-on diff setup. So doing all-wheel drive in the Civic, you do have to run a fuel cell because the factory fuel tank does not have the provisions for the drive shaft, and I don't think you could just swap one of these in there. So whether I do it in this car or a four-door, it's definitely going to have to get a fuel cell, and then you know, obviously custom rear trailing arms and the diff mount and all that type of stuff. And I do have the CRV, so that I will be robbing the K-Series all-wheel drive tranny out of. And then this viscous coupler right here, this is a highly sought after item, as well as these things. These things are getting pretty rare, and the prices of them are kind of crazy. But yeah, that's why I was really stoked that you know, Dan, he went ahead and brought this thing all the way from, I forget exactly where he was from, but 18-hour drive. So I really appreciate him doing that, and you know, actually making me a pretty good deal on this whole setup. So I'm gonna go ahead and lower this thing down and push it outside. Again, if you want to buy a whole Wago van for parts, just let me know. I'm leaving the D-Series all-wheel drive tranny in it. I just don't really have time to mess with it or to do anything like that. So yeah, push it outside. Its purpose has been served. So there everything is. Went ahead and pulled that other car outside, cleaned up the shop quite a bit. It's basically been a huge mess in here since the end of the, or kind of thrashing to get this thing ready to be done for the end of the giveaway. If you guys are interested, I do have this for 2017 Subaru WRX with like 14,000 some hundred miles on it, clear title. Obviously you guys seen it get all fixed and everything, but that is for sale. I've had it for sale for a little while. I was basically asking like 22 on it. Which I think is a hell of a deal. But if you guys are seriously interested in that, send me an email or comment, DM, whatever. But yeah, you can go through the bank. Like I said, it does have clear title, tinted windows. It's literally perfect. But basically, once we get rid of this thing, I'm gonna use the money out of it to buy Jamie some sort of like mommy missile type of thing, like mommy SUV, like a Ford Explorer, like a Ford Edge, something along those lines. Yeah. I do appreciate you guys watching these things. I've been looking a lot into like the YouTube logarithm lately, and I guess if you watch the whole video, like if you watch the whole thing instead of skipping and stuff, that then they push your things more. So if you guys like the videos, I'm gonna try to shorten them up a little bit, kind of move the process along here instead of rambling and babbling and doing all that stuff like I am now. But if you guys watch them, just if you like watching them, just freaking watch them and come back to them later or something like that. But we're gonna figure out what we're doing with all this stuff. I'm gonna thrash on basically stripping those two other cars this week and kind of getting this thing. There's a couple little things I need to do to this, but yeah, we got cool projects in the works. Appreciate you guys watching. See you guys later.